When the atmospheric river started to hit, people were preparing. The dike broke and the water started flooding in, and Sumas Lake started coming back.
And I will never forget what it was like to drive down Vi Road and see cars floating in blueberry fields, Christmas decorations everywhere, and knowing that there's hundreds and hundreds of people that have been impacted by this.
A lot of my friends and fellow farmers in the Sumas Prairies were not allowed back into their homes as the tragic floods had taken over and their homes and their farms were basically being swallowed up by the rain.
I ended up going to Chilliwack. We got sent to Chilliwack and I just felt lost. I was like kind of numb to everything.
And the police got on a megaphone and they started saying, turn around. And I was the third car that was turned around to head back.
Before I had the opportunity to go into the flats, you see what's on the news and you think it's horrible, but when you actually go and you drive down those roads, any roads that you could get down, you see the devastation, and it's not just a few farms, it's every single house.
I was raised that when your neighbor needs help or your friend needs help, you just jump up and do it. So to me, seeing the need of people coming in and they are cold and they are tired and they are soaking wet and they only have the pair of shoes on their feet that they got out of their house with, quickly put into my mind that we need to do more to help these people and we need to do it quickly. But I could coordinate, I could organize, and I definitely could help get some hot coffee and some food into the bellies of our volunteers. So we started with one table on the side of the road with a sign, food for farmers. And from that one table, I posted one picture on social media that we had needed one more pot of soup and some more coffee. And this whole thing kind of evolved into one table, from one table to the whole backyard and my whole house being consumed by flood recovery items. So there was schedules and programs set up for ladies who wanted to cook. There was timesheets set up for volunteers that wanted to go gut out houses. There was people taking care of animals. There was businesses and companies coming on board. I had some powerful women behind me sending out emails and getting donations of clothes, work boots, work gear, anything we could possibly need, you name it. Like just everything just kept evolving. And as it kept evolving, it would be, oh, okay, we're gonna need sanitation stuff. Oh, we're gonna need rebuild. Oh, we're gonna need contractors. Oh, we're gonna need pet supplies and pet food. And it just all kept rolling somehow, miraculously. I had no idea who these people were. It did not matter to me. They still needed a pot of soup for their crew. They still needed work boots. They still needed gloves. We would just load their cars up, send them on their way, and we knew that we would see them tomorrow or the next day.
When I first got to the hub, everybody was so kind and I even got a hug.
So we went from tears and tiredness to laughter and love. We are all family. We've created a connection point.
Yeah, I got way more comfortable. We were like a family. We still are like a family. And yeah, we're there for each other.
We all need to realize that during this flood, we all needed help. Even me, who did not get the sleep or any of the mental help or health aspects that I needed, I had to realize for myself too, to keep myself going and to keep myself strong, I needed to ask for help as well.
By fluke, we started the Crossroads Hub here at our farm. Donations were coming in by the truckload from people we didn't know and being dropped off, so we just kind of happened. It just kind of happened by fluke. We had food for everybody. At the beginning, we were probably feeding 100 people. Later we started a freezer also that they could come to 24/7 because just ready-made meals, stuff they could just pop in a microwave because so many lost kitchens, they had nowhere to cook. It wasn't always about the stuff. Yes, they needed to get cleaned up. They were all in a state of shock, everybody. I too was flooded, but not to the near capacity most were. And it was a push to get people to take stuff because most people are givers, not takers. People always needed, other people need it more than I do. I heard that every day and I said, no, here's a box and this is the stuff you need. If I only had food or even coffee and a cookie, people would come because they needed to talk to each other.
So right after the flood initially hit, it was really inspiring to see how the community banded together, and you heard about relief crews going in and doing cleanup and people showing up and offering food and just a safe place to talk, and all these hubs started popping up. And as much as I was super thankful to hear that there were relief efforts happening for the physical cleanups and physical needs of folks, as a mental health counselor, I just couldn't help but feel concerned for how this tragedy was going to impact people longer term. One of the trickiest things about working with farmers is that they're really strong and they know how to get a job done and they know how to roll up their sleeves and do the hard work. So when it comes to talking about mental and emotional stress, there's not always a lot of space for that. It's not very productive. The more we could talk about the resources and the opportunities that were available to them, the more people's emotional distress started to stabilize because they felt like they had someone to reach for. And this didn't surprise me because when you study PTSD, one of the biggest differences between someone who develops PTSD and someone who doesn't is the ability to stay in community and to ask for help. But when I sit with folks who struggle to receive help, I'll often just flip it back on them and say, do you think any less of your neighbor when you help them? And they always say, no, of course I would help my neighbor.
What I learned is that people didn't need a lot of things. They needed to know that they had support and that people were there. So just being there to talk, being there to support them, let them know that if they need something, you're there. And since then, there have been multiple community events of people continuing to support each other, and the Sumas Strong is very true. And I wish it wasn't so tested, but it has been, and it's miraculous how the communities work together.
The people need each other. Even after this many months, they need to be able to talk with each other, what they've done, what they've been through, how they're healing, all these things.
I would like to remind everybody that there is help out there, that you can make a phone call or make a text message or pop by the hub at any time for a cup of coffee or to speak with one of our counselors. You don't have to be ashamed if you're feeling scared or if you can't sleep or if you can't eat or if you need a friend or somebody to talk to. It's completely normal.
Reach out. There is so many people out there that are willing to help you.
You need help, you definitely reach out for it because you don't think just talking to somebody is not going to help, but it does. It helps a lot.
It's just been so inspiring, and I feel really honored to be invited into some of those hubs and those places where people are receiving support, because when you watch people accept some of the help that's offered and then think about how they can turn around and offer it back to their neighbor, you just watch the community get stronger together. And that is, at the end of the day, what we need. As human beings, we aren't wired to live very well in isolation. We're wired for connection, for love and belonging. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, what type of farm you have, where you live, or what type of disaster might have struck. At the end of the day, being able to turn towards each other in community is what helps us shoulder the burden of tough things. What helps us at the end of the day is a sense of community and connection.